We have to wait for the neighbors to get inside, though.
Why? Because it's too awkward?
Yeah, I feel weird doing Instagram anything. I say this on the show all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I'll walk in and
Someone joined. Hi.
Hi, Chelsea. Oh, we haven't really explained what's going on yet. I don't know if you can put a comment. This is the first time, by the way, that I think Corey and I have ever just gone live, like
ever,
with any distinct purpose other than like we were holding a cute baby and we were bored and there was a quarantine. So the reason that I'm live right now, and this video will eventually end up on my Facebook page. This isn't. She thinks it's a surprise because it's her birthday on Monday. Her mom showed up at our house all of a sudden yesterday, and she's like, "Well, what's going on?" It's not. I really just needed to like try to do my first 5 really.
Yeah, that's what I assumed we were doing.
Fast. Okay.
Yeah.
So today, I'm doing this video, first 5, because every week I put out a first 5 list. It's the first 5 songs I recommend to people to hear from new releases on Apple Music. And it takes me hours. Like, nobody knows this, and you never think about this. I literally have no idea how a paper gets put out every single day because it takes so long to write stuff.
It does take you a very long time.
Well, because I try to share a personal story
Yeah.
that like I'm connected to a song because of.
Mm-hmm.
I also try to like listen to this. I listen to all the songs that come out every week, so then I have to know why I like this one better than another one or like whatever. And so the first 5 is not a list of like the best 5. It's just I kind of try to make it diverse so that people are like, oh, this one because you might like this type of music, or this one then you can go down this rabbit hole. But anyway, it takes forever. And I do have some surprises and things planned for Corey this weekend because she is a mom. We had our 3rd kid in February, so Teddy's 3 months old. And then your birthday is on Monday too, which is awesome every year. When the 2 biggest holidays happen.
I feel like when you say awesome, you don't mean that it's awesome.
It's the worst. Because, and you don't think about this until you're a parent. Parents, back me up on this. You go in and you're like, oh, I love my girlfriend. I buy her a present. I love my fiance. I buy her a great present. I love my wife. You get her a really good present. Then you're like, I love the mother of my children. You have to buy her a present, and you have to buy presents for the kids to give to her.
And we have so many kids now.
And they keep stacking up. There's so many freaking kids.
You should really, before we got married, you should have checked like how my birthday and Mother's Day lined up.
I know. I checked her credit score and everything. I forgot to find out when
background check was fine. You just didn't factor that in.
No. And I'm so embarrassed because Kirk, our neighbor, keeps coming out, and we're on a screened-in porch right now in our backyard.
He doesn't care.
Let's get to the point. So I know it takes a second for like people to jump on. So Corey is, yes, mom of 3 now. We've got Radley, who's 7, Bash, who's 2, now potty trained, ish, and Teddy, who's freaking adorable. First girl, quarantine surprise. Didn't realize we needed our family to be complete, but no, she completed our family. Definitely, because Corey made me go to the doctor. And then Monday will be Corey's something birthday.
Yeah.
So to ensure that I can have a weekend and go play, wanted to talk about the first 5 songs that I have on the list today. And then normally, as I said, I tell a story or I tell like some connection that I have. So I don't know. I have literally no idea which way this would go, but I thought it'd be more fun to hang out with you and just talk on Instagram Live and then post a video.
I mean, I like getting any chance to hang out with you, so.
Yeah. And so we'll start with, she's definitely heard this song. I think it's funny because like when you're creating music, which you do too because you're a songwriter, you get so in love with a new song, but it's not like released yet on Apple Music or it's not on the radio yet.
It's an old song by the time it comes out.
Yeah, so by the time it comes out, you're like, like I've been waiting for people to hear this. So Walker Hayes has a new song out, and I'm a huge fan of Walker. Walker's got a few kind of high profile, really big fans of his in the industry, and it's just so hard to figure out how to like get his music to cut through because the politics of the system are so weird. But he's phenomenal. So I know I'm biased. And I'm listening to this song. So the other day, he's excited to share the song. It's not actually released yet, so he's just like texting it to his friends, I'm sure. Just going like, dude, you like this? So he gets the final version of the song back, and we're in bed. It's like 10:30 at night, and I'm like, all of a sudden I just started playing Walker Hayes music in bed. And it's a very upbeat, it's a kick-ass song. It's called Country Things, and or Country Stuff. And so I was like playing this in the middle of the night, and I'm excited by it. And then I started realizing it's so quirky that maybe this is like an ugly baby that nobody will tell you is ugly. Like maybe I'm biased as a huge Walker Hayes fan. And this is like
so fun.
So it's out today, and I was like, is this gonna be where I start getting reactions from people in public that don't know you and don't owe you anything, where they're like, ugh, to your baby? But I've gotten...
People say aw even to ugly babies.
Yeah, but you see it in the, like, especially a stranger's face. Oh, can I see? Like that lady leaning, dude. Whoa! Like I saw a lady with our same stroller today at Target, and I was like, oh, she's gonna have a little baby, and I'm expecting a cute little teddy kind of baby in there, so I can be like, oh, she's so cute or whatever.
Like a pug or something?
No, it was a baby. But I leaned in there and I go,
That's gonna be a dog.
I just didn't say anything. I just didn't talk to her.
Well, that's almost worse. Like, oh, your baby is a baby.
Yeah.
Oh.
So this is my first recommendation is country stuff. And it's not just Walker, it's also Jake Owen, which makes it that much more fun.
Yeah.
But everyone that I've shared it with has like made it such a relief to me because they're all like,
You pretty little baby. It's a pretty little song, baby.
like I said it to
Everything's fine.
Shambi yesterday, who's
Yeah.
super discerning because he used to program radio stations all the time.
Yeah.
And so everything he listens to, he's like, it could be better this way, that way. He's like, could be the hit of the song.
Yeah.
I
I kind of love everything Walker does because he just is unapologetically quirky.
Yeah.
And so you just never know what's going to come next
Mhm.
out of his mouth.
Yeah.
And so that to me is fun as a listener because you're like, wait, he said what in a song?
Yeah.
All the time.
Who's an actually we see all the comments and stuff too. So who's an artist that you love but you're afraid like it's not for everybody, right? Like maybe it's somebody who's never on the radio, but it's just this artist that you like, love, die hard for some reason. So I didn't tell you this story too. Go listen to country things. That's my first recommendation. My first 5. So I don't know what this means. Send a request to be in your live. I don't even know how to do that.
That might have been an accident because it adds someone.
Fillmore. Oh, Jessie Lee said Fillmore is somebody that she listens to that doesn't have as much radio. That's
Yeah, yeah.
super serious. Fillmore, interesting dude, and
I agree with that.
a lot of buzz in Nashville on Fillmore. I was gonna tell you this story.
Oh,
So
yeah,
this
what's the
happened.
story?
This happened with Sebastian because I've been
Okay.
playing country stuff in the house
Yeah.
over and over.
Yeah.
Super fun song. It's all about like all the country things that people love, and it's country stuff, but it rhymes with grits, so it's supposed to be country.
Right.
Anyway, I'm sitting up in the guest room,
Mm-hmm.
and Bash comes in. He's sitting on the cajon, and he just started swearing.
What?
Swearing. He's 2, our 2-year-old Sebastian. He's sitting on the cajon. He just started swearing, and he goes, I just hear him muttering to himself, "I shit you fucking right?" I was like,
Oh,
what?
good. Oh, good.
In my head, I'm like, where did he learn these words? But he's like, I like nuts. That's what I hear.
Oh,
And I'm like,
that's so
what,
funny.
buddy? And he goes, I like shooting bucks and ducks. It's a line from Alexa. Shh! I work at Apple. Pretend you're not here. Alexa, stop. Oh my god.
It's just butting into our conversation. It's so rude.
This is why we
I
like
have
Siri
issues.
better.
I have issues.
So yeah, he was.
That is so funny.
I thought he was saying the SH
Oh
and
my
2
gosh,
F's in a row,
and
and
he
he's just
wasn't.
mumbling.
He was-
And he goes, I like shooting bucks, and he's playing the cajon while
Oh
he's
my
doing
gosh.
it. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
So that's one song. That is definitely one. I heard the song. I loved it. Doreen said, Doreen, very, very good choice. Dan Fogelberg, that's another person that you don't hear on the radio, especially because Dan's still has such good stuff out there. Okay, so that was song number 1. Sorry, I forgot my list. Because I do go through like all the new stuff. I just posted a new Ty's Daily soundtrack, so all the new songs, including new Cassidy Pope, which you should check out, that didn't make my first 5.
I haven't heard that one yet, but I like her a lot.
Chris Lane's got a song called What Moms Are For, and he wrote it. This just came out, but it's Mother's Day weekend, so What Moms Are For is another song to check out. It's not in my first 5. I'm just throwing this in there right now. And only because I put some of Chris's other stuff.
Is this the first 17?
No, but I'm cheating the system because we're doing a damn video.
Yeah.
So, do you keep in touch with Chuck? Yeah. Do you want me to text him about something? His baby's super cute, Tucker.
Oh my gosh, he's so cute.
So what was I saying? Oh, the Chris Lane song is
Yeah.
funny because Chris was doing a show when he wrote What Moms Are For. He was backstage after the show, I think, and he might have been drinking or something. I can't remember. He told me the story, and I can't remember what exactly it was, but I think he was maybe just like horsing around backstage, and his mom's like, honey, like she reprimands him backstage, and she's like, you can't go to like the next party, whatever. She's like, you are done, you're too drunk, like go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, okay, thanks, mom. And she's like, that's what moms are for. So even as an adult at work,
so cute.
Chris Lane's getting in trouble from his mom, and then she told him that.
That's really cute.
Yeah, What Mamas Are For is officially out for Mother's Day weekend from him. And then there was one other song that I was going to mention real quick. This is like a bonus, like totally cheating. But I've been talking about Camino. I told you about Camino.
Yeah.
Super cool dude. I'm gonna get him on the show so I can tell the backstory. He literally was homeless and slept on a bus bench outside of Defiant Studios in Atlanta for over a year. Every morning he would get up as the interns were arriving. He'd be like, "Oh hey, yeah, I just got dropped off early. Just, go in." And eventually,
crazy.
yeah, people caught wind of his music and started hearing this one song in particular called "Burning Fire," and I really think people should check out that song, "Burning Fire." And then the second track on his new EP is called "Home," and it's a song that he used later on, like down the road, as he was homeless again.
Jeez.
And was coming out of this like really hard time after he lost a friend.
Yeah.
Who just died suddenly. And he's just cool, just a really interesting guy, and the story's gonna be really cool. So check out Camino. Probably should have done this in a more concise way.
It's okay. Are there 5?
Yeah, I'm stressed about the whole thing. Number 2.
Favorite number.
It's the first thing he said to my friends. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna go. I told his parents that I was going to go number 2 within moments of meeting them. Yeah, that's.
But it was really, she was ordering meal number 2
Yeah.
at a restaurant. Number 2 on my
Yeah, I
list.
should clarify. I
Yeah.
was not actually going number 2.
The second of the first 5 songs I think people should check out, and it's the first 5 on the Ty Bentley's Daily Soundtrack playlist, which is officially posted on Apple now. I just got a notification. Is Ashley McBride already put out this song Voodoo. It was on Never Will, but Ashley McBride is doing new releases called Never Will. It's live. It's like the live version of them, and I think this new one's cooler. It's like electric and
Yeah,
really,
it's
just
really cool.
powerful.
Kind of spooky and.
What I thought was interesting is Corey interpreted it a different way. Because you're listening, it's a story that Ashley McBride's telling of, like, feeling, well, I don't know, like, how did you, because you only heard it the one time.
Yeah, and I was listening through the phone, and I wasn't entirely sure what the premise of the song was. And so I kind of interpreted it as, like, is this, like, a cheating thing where, like, this woman, and I don't think that's, what is it? What's the plot story?
I honestly don't know.
Okay.
I've never talked to Ashley about that song.
There's a cute baby peeking out the window.
Hi, Teddy. We'd show you, but you're on a tripod. So Ashley McBride's got this song called Voodoo. I think, so my interpretation is more that maybe it's either a guy that she really desires, I'll just say it that way, because it's more like exactly what it would be. Like she's like in love with this guy and he never has returned her love. Or more likely, in my mind, they broke up, but now she's like picturing all the things he's doing with the next girl.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I know she's not sleeping because I'm not sleeping.
Right.
And she feels the kisses on her neck as like stabs through.
Yeah.
So I think it's that. I don't think it's cheating. I think it's like that terrible thing after you break up with somebody and picture them with somebody else. Have you been dumped ever?
I've been strung along, but I haven't really been dumped. Like I don't think I've ever actually been the one who's like gotten my heart broken.
Really?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Like if you did, I've never really heard the story.
Yeah, I don't think, like, nothing significant.
Anyway, that's why we're doing this. So
now we're having like therapy session.
Corey's never been to. This is why you thought it was a cheating song. You're like, I don't even get this. Like, you just think about other people after you break up with them. Like, I've never had my heart broken. Jeez. Charmed.
I think I told you at one point that, like, you would have been the one that got away from me, but that worked out. It worked out. But there was a moment where it was a little dicey, and I was like, I will not get over this person. So, you know, you it's almost like you wanted me to just feel that for like a week. Yeah. So that I could experience that feeling, but then
of the people watching, do you think there's I bet there's not one person other than you that has not ever had their heart broken.
I've had my heart broken by other things, but
yeah, but like never been dumped.
No.
It's not crazy because I
have, like, unless I blocked it out. Or you get like a message from like an ex. Remember when I dumped you?
Why would they do that? Well, that's like, that's okay. If you didn't remember they dumped you, if you forgot that you broke their heart, that would be totally.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So okay, so that's number 2. Number 2 was Voodoo, the new live version from Ashley McBride. It's called Voodoo Never Will, live from a distance, I think. Number 3 is a new one from Michael Ray. Who, you know, I like Michael a lot. And he's got this song called Picture, and it has a really personal story to it about losing his... Well, I don't know that it's necessarily about losing his uncle, but it's inspired by losing his uncle. because his Uncle Terry had passed away a couple of days prior to going into this writing session. And he had to write with Hardy, speaking of Fillmore, one of his buddies, Hardy and David Garcia, I think. And they were going to cancel the write because it was the day of his uncle's viewing. And so his family was still like processing all of that. And then Michael was like, I think I just have to go write today. And so this song came out. But I think it's such a cool song because of the way that it approached it. I really like the hook of it where it's talking about one day you're just young and wild and free. And then the next day you're a 3x5 photograph.
Yeah, that's a really poignant line. Mm-hmm. I mean, even as we watch our kids get older and you see the pictures from when they were tiny, you know, just like the moving forward of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which happens way too fast. And it's like weird as a parent how we go through pictures. My computer died. I can't remember what the next thing I was going to say was.
It's going great.
That's okay. Yeah, we should do this every week, right? But the number of pictures that we had when we were kids, I have like 12. You have a lot. Your parents were really good about pictures, I feel like. But for me, I have like 12 pictures of me as a kid.
I have them all, which I kind of like. I'm privy to all the childhood pictures.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there were only 12.
But I think I didn't appreciate pictures until we started like seeing the memories that are so quickly going by in front of us. No, it's okay. Probably remember what the other ones are.
Let's
hope. What's like what's the picture that stands out to you the most of all the memories?
Of ours as a family?
Just a picture ever in your life.
Oh gosh. I always really loved seeing like the pictures of my dad.
Performing?
Well, there were these massively juxtaposed pictures of him, you know, when he was in the military and like serving in.
I'm just gonna look at my list on.
Yeah.
I can't remember where I landed.
This is cheating. And then also when he was performing, and he might have on like a sequin jacket.
Oh, that's awesome.
So those are just such specific images in my mind, and just like the childhood photos of like summers when we lived on, you know, a dirt road.
Well, Michael's talking. So he's talking about a lot of like the things that happened with his uncle too. But what did you do with your family that you remember? Did you go meet your uncles every year for something?
You mean what do we do like to get together as a family?
Yeah, like go to.
We
Virginia?
would do road trips. Yeah, so we had family in Mississippi and in Virginia. And I just really remember, you know, back in the day when you didn't necessarily have on seatbelts, you're like in the way back just rolling around, and those like road trips to go and visit family and catch up with cousins, and we just drove everywhere as a family. And so the time in the car and music on the road. And
oh, I like that idea. Everybody, your Meemaw's like this too, saying print out pictures.
Oh yeah.
When you have them, like print them out. Poor Barbara.
Well,
she was like, my heart's been broken many times by the same person.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Don't like that.
Corey's never. She doesn't. She's sympathizing, but not empathizing.
Ty's mom has been making photo books for us, and it's amazing because then you have that in your hands that you can flip through.
Oh, actually, yeah. So when I got the latest, that was actually when I touched base with Michael, because Michael's going to be on the show on next Tuesday, to talk about picture and stuff. But I reached out to him because I hear the music, and I was like, oh my God. And as I was listening to that music, my mom had sent the book from my sister.
Yeah.
And so I was
cool timing.
Looking at that, thinking about like how scary it was to find out that my sister had cancer, knowing that trip will always kind of represent the distraction that it was from that, but how fun the trip was anyway. And I was like, dude, this song hits so hard.
I bet, yeah.
So I just was like, hey man, just listen to the picture. And yeah, I won't say anything else about that. Next one on the list, let's go to number 4. It's a cool one, but this is definitely one I wanted people to like dive down the rabbit hole on. Is Julia Cole has this new EP out?
No, an album.
Oh yeah, album.
Full album.
That's right, first time. But a lot of it is the music that originally made me really love her, like Trust You and stuff like that. These songs
Side piece. Newer. Yeah. So fun.
That she never put on an album.
She is like one of my favorite voices and an awesome human, and she's so talented. Like, she's just ridiculously talented.
And a songwriter. My mother-in-law. Baby and Teresa are walking out.
There are so many distractions.
You guys don't have to be quiet. I'm just embarrassed when we're on Instagram. I just get embarrassed as a grown man
You
on
get
Instagram.
self-conscious.
So Julia has this the new album out, and Hold My Hand is the first track on the entire album, but it's also a brand new song that's out there, so you should check it out because it's really cool. It's a song about like the early steps of the relationship where you're playing it like low-key, and you don't really like ride together to things. You don't want other people to know, and you're just trying to be chill about
Keeping
it.
it on the down low.
Yeah, but in the song, they basically kind of show up like at a bonfire or something, and then they're like, okay, you know, hold my hand, and okay, we can do this. Like Corey, when we first started dating, do you know this or do you remember this? When
I don't know yet.
We were only a couple months in, and then my parents came to visit, and once I realized that I thought you were awesome, which took me a while for some reason. I was like immediately enamored with you, but I don't like to put pressure on things, and I'm always like, it's got to be a year before you solidify a relationship.
Yeah.
So I didn't introduce you to them.
Yeah, I remember you actually telling me that, too. Like shortly after the fact that you wanted to introduce me to your parents, because it was pretty quickly.
It was like in the first month or so.
Dang it! I just like really love you a lot. Dang it!
Did you? Or did I have to tell you?
Okay, well, this was my voice in my head, not the one I was saying out loud to you.
She didn't open up. Hey, from Albuquerque. Hey, what's up, Mandy? To one of her favorite couples, Corey.
Aww.
Yeah. Thanks, Mandy.
Thanks. I like us, too.
Oh, so that's a perfect segue. Mandy, thank you for this. As we're talking about Julia Cole and this new album that is officially out. Hold My Hand is the track I put in the first 5 because it's one of the newer tracks. It's never been heard before. But an Instant Grat track, one that came out before the album was released, is a song called A Dance. Homie didn't even know that song was on there, but she wrote it with Julia about this wonderful couple, Mandy. About how Corey was in love.
Well, and Julia's sister was getting married.
It was for her sister's wedding, right?
Yeah, and at the time she said, I need to write this with somebody who has been super in love and has found their person. And I'm like, I can write about being in love all day long. And so, yeah, so I definitely pulled inspiration for that song with Julia and Josh Ronan, who also produced it. And I love getting to write about us because it just feels like a really honest place to pull from. And I think I used to write a lot of like darker songs, you know?
You still do. One of my favorite songs that Corey wrote is a song that's not released yet called Paper Cut, and I love it. And as I was listening to it, I was like, I love this. And I was like, she had just written it that day, and I was like, I love. And then I was listening, I was like, it's like about how there's like a million little things wrong that basically
build up
kill
over
a
time.
Relationship. And I was like, wait a minute. Who's your muse?
I think you literally said, I love it. It's not about us, is it? No, we're good. You did that with something recently, too. I know what it was, because I was doing a little songwriting challenge, and my mom's idea won, legitimately. And it was, There's No Going Back to Yesterday. I was a different person then. And so I wrote a song, and then you posted something being like, should I take this as a hint? But no, I'm not like Taylor Swifting you. If I am, I'll let you know.
Okay. Verb now? It's a verb?
Yeah.
Taylor Swifting me.
Yeah.
All right. So
And I mean that in a great way. Like, I love the way that Taylor is so autobiographical in her music.
I just unlocked her phone.
That's how we roll.
That's how we roll. Do you know my phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
I guessed what yours was. Okay, and the
Also,
last
for what
one,
it's worth, also, I don't ever open your phone unless I literally, like, just...
Me neither. I felt really
yeah.
weird doing that. Where were we? The last one. So this is the last of the first 5. Let's go through them again, just to reiterate, because there was an actual point to this video. Number 1 is Walker Hayes and Jake Owen, Country Stuff. Number 2 is Voodoo, Never Will, Live from a Distance, by Ashley McBride.
You're so close. When I turn my head.
You have to sit close because we're on the tall one. Number 3 was Picture by Michael Ray. Number 4 was Hold My Hand by Julia Cole. And number 5 is a song called Willie Nelson. And it's by Grover Anderson and an artist named Kelly Jane. And it's a super cool song. I don't know where else you're going to find it. No one, I very seriously doubt that very many people in like the radio industry have gotten a chance to hear this song yet. And I hope they'll use this as like an excuse to go check it out. But the song is, it's really interesting. I really like the story behind it. And it's based on a relationship that chose the worst possible song as their song. So in the song it's different. I think Grover, who wrote it, he said that like it was a Vampire Weekend song. It's like this beautiful song, something Contra. I don't know what Vampire Weekend is what, but the Contra song. It's a really pretty song. I've heard it, but he used to sing it like back and forth with this girlfriend that he had because they just like to sing to each other, and it was like a pretty song.
Yeah.
But in retrospect,
but it didn't represent.
No, well, it's all about like not being able to trust each other and just lying to each other and like contradictions and all this stuff. So he was like, yeah. In hindsight, it was like the worst.
Yeah, we might have jinxed it. I do remember being at a wedding one time, and just after the first dance, the DJ played "Tainted Love," and I was like, might not have been.
Jeez. Yeah.
Tainted Love as they're dancing.
But it wasn't their first dance. It was the first like all inclusive dance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just thought that was hilarious.
So so this song though, the song is called Willie Nelson. It's called Willie Nelson because it's based off of the idea that this couple had a Willie Nelson song as their song, and it was Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain, which is a song off of the Redheaded Stranger concept album. And I don't know, do most people know what that's about or not really?
I don't.
You don't? Oh, it makes me so happy. It's an album that's like, it's based on a story. So Willie wasn't the first one to cut this song, but it just fits so perfectly, and he did such a broken down version of it that people love the song. But the whole album itself is basically the story of a preacher who kills his lover, his wife, and then is like on the run.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
So the song is, you know, kind of that. It comes from this dark place, and it's kind of about like, when I see you again, I think in heaven or something like that. But it's all about like the sadness and all like the terrible stuff. And so he was thinking about like, what are the worst. Grover, as he was writing Willie Nelson, the new song, was thinking about what are the worst songs you could have
that
as like
could be
our
your
song.
songs.
Yeah, I thought that's funny anyway. Like,
Yeah.
it's a fun thing to like, if you think of what's the worst song that could be our song, like what would be
Yeah.
the worst
Right.
couple song?
Yeah.
Do you know our song?
I mean, I feel like one of them is Hoodies on Hats Low.
Oh yeah, Hoodies on Hats Low by Free Soul.
Yeah.
Justin
Like
Timberlake.
that's the first song that I really feel like made me really think of you.
Because Corey and I do dance parties at the house. Now we have the kids involved, but
happen.
we used to just break it down
Yeah.
with hoodies on.
Yeah. Yep. And I
Hats
have
on.
like really fun memories of like driving down the 405 in your pickup truck, like bumping that song. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's kind of the thing. We dance on the pier in New York. We used to just dance.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know? No, but do you remember our wedding song?
That's all?
Oh, you do.
Yeah.
You do because you got me that sign, right?
You thought I didn't know that?
Well, remember, like we used to try to think of it, and we were like, "What is it again?"
Yeah, because we can only think of Hoodies on Hats Low or like
Yeah.
Sexy Back or something.
Because our first dance song at our wedding was "That's All" by Nat King Cole.
Mm-hmm. My
And
dad
then-
played it.
Yeah, and how did we pick that? Was it because your dad, like, because that's a song he loves.
Well, I remember I made a playlist of a ton of songs that made me think of you, and that was one that we really both connected with, and I
I
can't
think
remember.
because your dad sang, because
Yeah.
at their house, this is like the cool thing about Corey's family is they have like a Osmonds type. You know what I mean?
My
Like,
dad was a
everybody knows
musician,
the
so we
songs.
just grew up with music in the house all the time, and my dad picking up his guitar, and so.
And so when your dad would pick up his guitar and play, then you guys all know these other like
Yeah.
things that your family does. These
Right.
like in between, like in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, when you're like a light bulb. But your family has like a light bulb thing for every song.
Every single thing, yeah.
And dance moves. This one of them is just this thing. You do that all the time.
Not true.
So
But
that's
I do
all.
like when you do that.
Because on a video, I saw little kid Corey, like do this like bursting out.
Yeah, it was like a
things.
tap dance. I mean, I think I was doing wings
Yeah.
for anyone. Yeah.
Katie,
Bad
what's
ones.
on? I'm just saying hi to people too. Hi, Katie. Hi, Janice. Jam. Janice Jam. I like that.
Me too.
Oh yeah, so that was the thing. I think that we used to hear your dad like sing "That's All," and we associated that so much with him that then it ended up being a song that I'd not really like paid much attention to before that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh, that'd be awesome. And then when he
Yeah.
sang that was one of the three. Speaking of pictures,
Yeah.
that was one of the three mental photographs because I had the advice of given to me, take 3 mental photographs during the wedding.
Yeah.
And one was dancing with you in our first dance, looking over your shoulder and seeing your dad play it.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah, that was crazy for me too. It was like one of my favorite moments in life.
Yeah. And speaking of which, we did it. That's 5.
Oh yeah.
Plus the 3 extras.
5
that I
plus
threw in
3.
there,
Yep.
and a couple others.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's like 10 great recommendations.
Yeah.
Tell your friends. Come hang out with us again. I'm just gonna post this, see if anybody is like, hey, you should just write stuff from now on.
I just want to see how you end it.
I was gonna end it with like that, like.
I thought you were
that's
gonna
all.
end it where you're halfway through a sentence, because you do that on stories all the time, where you're just literally in the middle of saying something and it goes to the next story that has nothing to do with what you were doing.
No.
I thought you were doing that purposefully.
No, I give way too much elaboration, and I do this all the time. I know I'll watch this video back and I'll realize I was halfway into a sentence and then I went off on like a side thought.
Do you know what though? It makes me happy because I know I do that. And
But
so
I finish my sentence. I do it and then I interject like parentheses in my real speech.
Yep.
And then I come back to the rest of the
There's
sentence.
like a hyphen.
Corey will like talk about. Wait. That's Corey all the time. Hey, do you? Oh, I don't know, buddy. I don't know. Did you go potty bash? Where's Teddy? Have you seen Teddy?
These all seem like valid questions.
Hi,
to me.
Kayla. What's up? Yeah, but
Kayla
it's not
was
even
just
a full.
calling.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, that's the deal. Loved being. Oh yeah. Hold on. This is from Street Racer for Life 66. Sorry, I can't place exactly who that is based on your name because there's no first name in there. But Street Racer for Life 66 said, "Loved being on your show where you had to guess if the love story was true or not," and then said Street Race. First of all, I love street racing. Second of all, not allowed to participate anymore. Got married, have kids.
You were just street racing before we met?
I like fast cars. And yeah, we used to do this. Do you remember that? Like, Did They Make It?
Yeah.
The game?
Yeah.
So you'd hear like a story of this
I like that
crazy
too.
stuff that happens, and then we leave you at the cliffhanger, and you have to decide like, did
Did
that
they make
cause
it?
the breakup or not?
Yeah.
I liked that.
Super
too.
fun.
Now we'll just wrap this up by answering questions. Cobalt and Saturn, where she crashed. Oh yeah. So yeah, it was like this crazy story of like I think they were racing home, but going different. And I will find out if this is true when I get more comments from Street Racer for Life 66. But they were racing home or something, and I think they took different routes, and then they like kind of came together, and somehow like she ended up just crashing like into a tree or something.
Oh my gosh.
She was okay, I
Yeah.
think. But yeah, so that was kind of the deal. And then
And they made it.
did they make it?
Did they make it?
Have to ask Street Racer for Life 66 to find out the true story there. Anything else? New Kenny Chesney album? Really, really good.
Oh, they're married now.
They're married.
Yay! That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love stories like that. It's so fun.
Do you have anything else you want to bring up?
I mean, I'm excited to listen to your playlist. I'll probably listen to all 10.
Good. There's 75 songs on the playlist. I'm terrible at
I
narrowing
bet the
them
10
down.
you mentioned today.
Yeah. They are spread throughout the whole
I
course of the
do
thing.
love listening to the songs that you recommend every week.
Mhm.
And I think it's so much fun on Friday at our house because Ty is just always blasting music in the house. So I really
blasted
look
it. I
forward
was
to Fridays.
jamming country stuff earlier today when I went to Target, and on the way back, I was jamming it, like loud as the car would go. And then
You always tell me not to do that. You're
I know.
like, turn it down.
because I get in the car every single time in your car. I turn it down before I get out. I get in the car and it's like, "Bah!" So I'm driving, jamming, and then this is a bad thing, but traffic was going really slow and I couldn't figure out why. And so I started Instagramming, talking about country stuff. It's on my story. You can go look. And as I was doing it, and now I'm Instagramming and my radio's cranked and it's like
This is
crazy traffic.
Terrible.
No, it was because there were cops sitting there, and like there was an accident or something. So then I'm driving past them, going like, putting my phone down and like using the little thing on the wheel to turn down and like looking around like I can't tell whose music was so loud.
So funny.
Anyway,
I had a friend who
back to the hymns.
I had a friend who was trying to contest a speeding ticket one time, and he was like, "No, I wasn't speeding." And then they were like, "Sir, we have this," and it was like one of those cameras, and it caught him like no hands on the wheel eating a sandwich.
What?
It was like eating a sandwich.
Who is this?
It was Michael.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. All right. We should wrap this up. Yo,
Okay.
one of the coolest people I've ever thrown out of an airplane. Yo, one of the coolest people I've ever thrown out of an airplane. That is literally the comment we just got. Do you think that's you? Is that from when they got to throw you out of an airplane when I surprised you with skydiving? Or is that like Walker
We've both
Hayes?
been.
Who'd they throw out of an airplane? We gotta wrap this up. This is getting too... It's fun every day at our house, Jill. That's fair. It's also nuts.
Oh, and thank you for the birthday message.
Yeah. Happy early birthday from Anne.
How many years have we been together? 9. Married for...
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9 years together.
Mm-hmm.
Married for... Go ahead.
6/7 years.
6 or 7. We got married at the courthouse in New York first, and then a year later went over to Prospect Park and had our actual wedding ceremony. And so we've been... Yeah, that's actually a great way to look at it. So we've been married for 7 years, legally.
Yeah.
And our child is 7.
Almost 8.
Almost 8. Yeah. He showed up first, and then we
Yeah.
did the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, super happy. Good thing.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
He was the one who was upset because I wrote like a funny comment on something at a wedding that was like, I'm legitimate. And he was like...
Our son had to
"We're
carry a
upset about
chalkboard that said, I'm legitimate, down the aisle.
Well,
on
on
our
one
way.
side it
I wasn't
said...
upset for me. I was upset for him. I was like, just in case, what if when he
I thought it
grows
was
up...
hilarious because I just wasn't worried about it.
I didn't know how it would play out. I was like, well...
Yeah.
So someday he's going to be like...
So we're going to raise our child with no sense of humor, and we're going to...
No, that's fair. He's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. But on one side it said, Daddy, here comes your bride. And on the way back it said, I'm legitimate. I thought it was funny. I ran it by my friends. They thought it was funny. Ty was like, I don't know. That's... Yeah.
I'm going to wrap this up.
Yeah, do it.
Last questions were these. What's an artist that you love, but you don't think they get enough radio airplay? Number 2, what was number 2? I forgot number. I said number 2 and I got distracted because I thought of you again.
You are me.
Yeah. Number 2 was... I give up. It was a great
Tennis.
question. No, it was a great question.
Houses. Pillows. Trees. I'm just thinking that like maybe somebody's going to trigger it here.
Try to listen to me in our life and you would remember I asked the question.
You didn't get to number 2.
No, I did. It's one that I asked earlier that I thought was a cool question. It would be, worst wedding song. Like, worst our song. What's the worst, like, our song that you could have? Okay. I just love to see comments on that stuff. And if you have an artist that you think I should, like, know about, I always love that, too. That's it. Is there a better time of day for us to do this? When are you listening to me? When are you watching this? Because I'm going to post it. Well, because there's people, like, we have so many people that reach out from the UK
Yep.
and
Well,
Australia.
if you just post it to your IGTV, they can watch it whenever they want.
No, but I want them to be live and interactive. This is probably the worst time of day. This is in the middle of the day in the U.S.
And you didn't warn anyone that
I
you were
didn't
going
warn
to do this.
anyone, and they're at work.
We've got to make some notes about this for next time.
Not sure how to end this. I literally don't even know what button to push. Bye, guys. Do you? God, notifications keep popping up. Oh my god. I'm just gonna leave it on.
End. Oh, there we go.